What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Thursday so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm just going to recap a little bit of the New York Mets game yesterday against the Washington Nationals. The Mets played the second of their 7-game homestand, the second of 3 games against the Washington Nationals. And let's just be real, the Mets are playing really shaky baseball right now. They've made pretty much 4 errors, literally in the last 4 games, and 3 yesterday. Ottavino, an error in the 8th inning. Escobar with a throwing error, or a fielding error, and same thing with Alonso. The Mets bats have gone absolutely ice cold. They only managed to get 4 hits yesterday, 2 of them by Jeff McNeil. And the pitching has been spotty. Even Kodai Senga, who wasn't bad, he wasn't horrendous by any means yesterday. He gave up 4 walks. He struck out 7, though, and gave up 2 earned runs. But the Mets couldn't get anything off of Washington Nationals left-handed pitcher Mackenzie Gore, who ended up pitching a 6-inning, 4-hit, 1-run game. And then their bullpen pretty much took care of it the rest of the game. And the Mets have dropped their 4th straight game right now. 2nd straight at home, 4th straight overall by the final score of 4-1. Even Buck Showalter had to comment about this entire scenario with the New York Mets and how much they've struggled so far in this entire situation. It's been that poor right now. And this is the first time in Buck Showalter's tenure where the team has officially dropped 4 games in a row. But just before I start that, the starting lineup for the New York Mets today goes as follows. Brandon Nimmo will lead off today, he's in center field, batting first. Starling Marte in right field, he'll bat second. Francisco Lindor at shortstop, he'll bat third. Pete Alonso at first base, he'll bat cleanup. Jeff McNeil at second base, he's batting fifth. Daniel Vogelback at DH, he's batting sixth. Mark Hanna back over in left field, he's batting seventh. Brett Beatty at third base, he's batting eighth. Francisco Alvarez at catcher, he's batting ninth. And Joey Lucceshi, who's coming off a very impressive performance his last game out, he's going to be pitching tonight for the New York Mets. But back to Buck Showalter. Showalter was a little bit concerned with the amount of errors that have been going on with this New York Mets team in these past few games. And he pretty much says we weren't crisp defensively tonight. Obviously, he's talking about last night. Buck Showalter also talked about the fact that Luis Guillorme moved in the wrong direction on grounded ball and the defensive issues, and then continuing on the defensive issues overall. It's always a convenient thing to say, I know there's some validity to that, but every team has those challenges when he's talking about the fact they just came off a West Coast trip where they were on a trip for pretty much about a week or so. To me, it's not an excuse. Not an excuse. You got to be able to play better against a team that, let's just be honest, this team is not very good. One positive, though, David Robertson is the 4th Mets pitcher to record 4+ saves and a sub-1 ERA in his first 10 appearances with the club. Other guys were Raul Hanif, Braden Looper, and Billy Wagner. That's a positive. The negative is right now this team can't hit, and this team can't pitch. And some other news that just broke as well. Just broke this afternoon. Right-hand pitcher Adam Ottavino has been placed on paternity leave. So that's another something dealt to their bullpen. Congratulations, though, to Ottavino on the birth of his child. But Denny Reyes is now going to be called back up from AAA Syracuse. He was sent down there probably about a week and a half ago. He's going to be recalled now from AAA Syracuse. Adam Ottavino is now going to be placed on paternity leave in the meantime. But this Mets team, they couldn't figure out the former Padres super prospect, Mackenzie Gore. And the Mets pitching, Senga was not terrible for the most part. He didn't give up many hits, but the pitching is still not where it needs to be. I'll say that. The pitching is still not where it needs to be on this team. Jeff Brigham, though, did give up a home run to Candelario from Washington back in the 7th inning. And Senga gave up 2 earned runs in the game. Thomas reached on an infield single, so that's not completely his fault. It's an infield single. Anything like that can happen when you have a short hop or a short play over the middle of the field. That's going to be very tricky for a first baseman, second baseman be able to go field the ball. So that I'm not going to get too much on him. And then he gave up a single to left field, which the former New York Met, Dominic Smith, scored, and Thomas went to second base. Mets are struggling a little bit right now with their play. So hopefully the Mets can get it going. They're now 2.5 games behind the Atlanta Braves. The lineup has got to pick it up again. The one positive is at least Starling Marte was able to get back going again. He did have a single to left field that scored Eduardo Escobar back in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and he accounted for 1 of the 4 hits in the game. Like I mentioned, Jeff McNeil had 2 of the 4 hits, which is good to see because McNeil is starting to get his back going. But at the same time, and Escobar had a hit as well. But at the same time, Alonso seems to be slumping a little bit again. Nimmo and Marte. Mets had 15 strikeouts last night. Now, I know the Nationals didn't exactly light it up either. They were striking out all over the place as well, but the Mets had 15 strikeouts at the plate last night. You're not going to win many baseball games if you're going to strike out that much from the plate. So the Mets have got to have better plate discipline going into this next game, and they got to make sure they have better eye awareness when they go up to the plate against this Nationals team. But the fact of the matter is, they're on a 4-game losing streak right now, and they have to get it together with Joey Lucceshi on the mound for the series finale against the Nationals before they get ready for the Atlanta Braves coming up starting tomorrow. So hit that like button if you haven't already, and give a sub to NYG Jeffy T85. More news updates and chatter surrounding the New York Mets, as well as game recaps. Turn on the bell for notifications. The next video was short dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Mets. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you thought about yesterday's New York Mets loss. 4 games in a row they've lost. They are now 14-11 on the season, and they're going to get ready for their upcoming game tonight against the Nationals. And hopefully Lucchesi can continue his good performance that he had in the first game of this series, first game of his season so far, and he can keep it up going into the second game. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Take it easy, and let's go New York Mets. As always, all you got to do is you got to believe in those boys from Queens.